my god. Hey everybody, what is up? Today is the day that I'm also looking at my computer screen and not just a camera because I'm going to be interviewing Broadway actress Salisha Thomas. In case you're uncultured and you don't know who she is, she was in Beautiful, the Carole King musical on Broadway. She's gone on to be a Disney vocalist. She won Miss California World in 2016. She was chilling with Diana Ross like 3 years ago. Like what? She's just a triple threat. I'm stuttering right now because I'm so insanely grateful and nervous and like I'm feeling so many emotions right now. I can't believe this is happening. Whew! Alright, she is currently working on Once Upon a One More Time, a brand new Britney Spears musical on Broadway, and it's not specifically about Britney Spears, it's more of a fairy tale-esque thing where they're putting her music into a brand new plot. That's very exciting because it hasn't come out yet, so she might give us the scoop on that, fingers crossed. And yeah, wow, like no words, speechless, quite literally. But yeah. Okay, so Salisha Thomas is here, guys. I'm so amazed. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my god, I have so many things to ask you. I have a lot of good questions, a lot of juicy ones too.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
You are working on a new show on Broadway, which is very exciting.
Is exciting, even more exciting if we weren't like in a global pandemic.
Oh, insane.
We all got laid off. Broadway ended on March 12th, and our show, we were in rehearsals in New York, March 13th, and that's when we all were like, hey guys, go home. Oh my goodness. And so we were supposed to do our Chicago run in the spring and then open on Broadway in November. Oh,
okay, got it.
Got an email today, like from our union, and it looks like there are some Broadway shows that are filming to stream it like Hamilton just did. But I have not heard anything, so.
Go back to Beautiful. Do it.
I know. I loved Beautiful. It's my favorite.
Can you talk to us about the creative process on that? Because I'm just so curious about that, by the way.
So it's a couple things. Like I was a replacement on Broadway, and I realized that when you're a replacement in a show, a lot of times you don't get to meet the creative team. You kind of just like fill in. You work with the stage manager, the associate director, you work with the dance captain. So, and that's exactly what I ended up doing when I transferred to Broadway. But for the first national tour, I helped mount it. Like literally, it was 2015 this week. This is like the 5-year anniversary. And so we had the whole creative team, like the original Broadway creative team. They were in the room with us, helping us mount it. The writer would come in, everybody except Carol. I was like, when do I get to meet Carol? And it was really cool. It's like they'd already done the Broadway show. They knew what they wanted, but we were still like a fresh group of people. So there was still some organic, like what works the best kind of things. But
that's awesome.
It's just like I can't believe that show was in my life for as long as it was, and then I'm not in it anymore. That the show is closed since it's like it was such a big part of my life that almost did not even like I just up and moved from California on almost a whim, and had I not moved when I did, that show would not have even been in my life, and I wouldn't even know. I would not have even known.
I just want to say that's a huge inspiration because, guys, I'm currently sitting about 10 minutes away from La Mirada. I live in Whittier, so, like, to see someone that was performing here travel across the country, and you were saying you did it on a whim? Ugh.
Oh, whim. I mean, it was like a godsend whim. I was in New York visiting, didn't tell anybody I was there, and while I was there, a homeless man was like, I don't know who you are, but you need to move here, and you need to do it now.
It's a sign. That guy must have been an angel or something.
I was like, do I listen to this homeless man or do I listen to reason? I quit my job at Disney that day.
Really? Dang. And it was so worth it, I can just say. Seeing your stuff just made me so, like, excited to see what you're gonna do next. Like, this new musical, it's absolutely insane that you just did this on a whim. And now you're, like, here.
It doesn't feel that way when, like, you're living in slow motion. But like when I look back, I'm like, okay, God always had me. Okay, all right. But in the midst of it, like when Beautiful closed in October last year, I was like, what am I gonna do? But I ended up getting the cast of the Britney Spears musical, which was great. It's
Yeah.
so sad that like everything ended.
Yeah,
So
I feel that
soon.
though. What inspired you to start this whole journey in the first place, you know? Like growing up, could you imagine, you know, the Salisha Thomas just going out there thinking as like a 5 or 6 year old, I want to be this. Like what inspired you to do something like that?
I don't even, girl, I don't know. Like I always, like when I was little, I was like, oh, what's gonna make the most money? I want to be a neurosurgeon. I feel like they're gonna be rich. And then I like dove into like being a medical professional, and I was like so squeamish of blood. I'm like, okay, that's not it. I was a musician. I loved music. I also loved mock trial and like playing a defense attorney. And of course, I did drama in high school, and my theater teacher in high school, like, because all of my extracurriculars started conflicting with
Yeah.
drama club, with the plays. It was like, do you really want to be a lawyer, or do you want to act like a lawyer? I ended up going to school for theater, but really it was the first time I saw a Broadway show, and that was when I was 13. I didn't know that you could do that for a living. Like, to me, it's always been something extracurricular, something that was always just like, this is so much fun, this is way better, this is the best part of my day. Like, surely you can't make a living having that much fun. And I saw Wicked on Broadway, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that. Like, I just can't pretend like I know everything and like solve every, like, what do I do? Like 10 steps in advance. It has to be like step by step. But
Yeah.
it's scary.
That makes me too anxious just thinking about that. And you're living that still. That's the cool thing.
Thank you for saying that's the cool thing, because I'm like, it's terrifying, Victoria.
If you don't know what's next, it could be a hit or miss, and that's the awesome thing that you're still doing it. But here you are starting a new show, like, well, not now, but like obviously when everything gets better, it's gonna work out. I know it will, you know. I definitely have faith in you guys, for sure.
Thanks, girl. Thank you. Thank you.
What can you tell us about Once Upon a One More Time on Broadway? Besides like the actual, you know, because we know it's a fairy tale. I think so far I've heard that it's gonna have a couple of like just princesses in a book club. I don't know if that's true. That's a thing that's happening?
It's an actual thing. There's so much dancing in it. I'm like, how? Oh my goodness. I've been saying my whole life, I'm not a dancer, I'm not a dancer. And these literal dancer, choreographer, director team, which they're amazing. Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. I'm like, they chose me to be in this role. If they think I can do it, I can do this. The dancing is amazing. It's all Britney Spears music. And it is these fairy tale characters. I'm gonna say, as a swing, I was like, what is this gonna be? Okay, that was my first reaction. We've mounted the first act so far, like back in March. This show is amazing. I'm like so relieved, because I'd like to keep a very objective eye about things, especially when it involves me. Sometimes you can be biased, like you think that everything that you do or wear or whatever is going to be awesome, and that is not the case. We have to keep an objective look about ourselves. If you're in a show that sucks, you need to know, like, this show sucks, but we're going to make it awesome. And I'm like, oh God, what did I sign up for? And guess what? It's great. And there's like details I don't think I can like say. But like, even I will say, as a woman, as a POC, as a Black woman in theater, there are little details of this show that are like, yes. If I was in the audience, I'd be like it's like what a time to be a woman. It is so like, you have these strong female leads that first start off as typical Disney characters, like, oh, we're princesses and this is how it goes. And they're like, wait a minute. No. We're about to break this glass ceiling, y'all. I'm like, yes, this is what we need. And they do, like, our cast is diverse, which is just like, for me, is like, yeah, that I'm so happy to see, like, and to be a part of. Our creative team is diverse. Like, it's just like, they were doing all the right things before anything happened this pandemic. I'm like, Wow, okay.
I can't wait. I really am just so excited for you guys, and just to see a diverse group on Broadway. It's such an amazing thing. Like it really is.
Refreshing.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I can't wait to see you guys at the Tonys hopefully next year. Like that'd be amazing. Like I'm looking forward to that.
Tony's, our lives being back to normal.
I
Oh my gosh. I miss all of those things, Victoria.
I miss watching those things.
Like this year, I've been praying Tony Awards 2020. God, let me be on the Tony Awards 2020. I get a text, and it's a friend of mine who is like, in my world, he's like such a big deal. He texted me, but he texted the wrong name, saying, "Hey, I'm doing this thing for the Tonys. Can you be a part of it?" And I knew that he didn't mean to ask me because he said the wrong name in the text. I was like, "I would love to be, yada, yada, yada." And then he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's been a copy paste. I didn't change the name. But yes, I'm actually asking you." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so I started working on all this stuff for the Tony Awards. It was a dream come true. And then, bam, everything just got halted.
I know you're gonna get back there. I know. I just know. I'm determined for you. I will have my YouTube subscribers be determined for you. I don't have that many, but I will do it.
We're getting closer, I think.
I really do think that. I just can't wait to cover all that stuff when it finally comes out, just to talk about it.
Do you ever go to New York? I mean, obviously not right now, but like, do you ever make it out there?
I've never been. Ever.
You've never been?
No.
Oh, it's awesome. Okay, right now it's a total show. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, what is happening? But like, New York is my favorite place on the planet. It is just, it's so exciting. It's like Disneyland except a whole city.
You don't have to tell me twice. I will go. At some point, I know I'm going. I wish it could be soon, but I know it can't.
Just wait it out a little bit.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, my dream would probably be to like work in like one of those small plays or something, doing photos there or something. That would be just a dream. Honestly, I cannot wait for that.
Like Theater Mania or Broadway World or Playbill out there. I'd be like, I know you, girl. Come on back here, honey.
100%. I would so do that.
You're already doing so many things and you're only 20.
I'm trying, but like, I'm meeting you. That's like the biggest thing in my life right now. Like, oh my God.
You emailed me. I was so excited. I was like, yes. Like, we have so much in common. Why wouldn't we?
Right? Oh my gosh. The fact that you were working at Disney, by the way, oh my God, inspirational right there.
I loved it.
Do you have a favorite Disney snack?
My favorite Disney food? Okay, I have a couple. So, I mean, obviously those turkey legs are the bomb.
Oh, I know.
Like, that's a once in a, that's like if I'm gonna be a guest, maybe. Actually, so I don't know if they still have them, but those chicken tenders in Frontierland.
Yes.
Once, when I was back there, it was like right after Frozen came out. I know this is so stupid.
Is it? I don't believe you.
Anna and Elsa walked by me, and backstage, I was like,
That would be my first week.
I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh. I wanted to take a picture. I'm like, Salisha, stop. You literally work here. I'm such a nerd. Like, I truly am, which is why when people geek out over me, which is so crazy to me, but like if anybody's like excited to talk to me, I'm like, I will never be condescending. I will never look down upon you because I am that theater geek. I am that theater nerd. And when I see somebody, I'm like, oh my gosh. The only time I don't do that is like if I'm in New York City, like I've been to the Tony Awards as like a person to view it twice. And it's like, this is not the time to ask these people for autographs. Like if I'm just like a regular person, I will absolutely. There was even times during Beautiful that I would see other shows and I would stage door. And I'm just like, put my little baseball cap on, and just like, I still like getting signatures.
That makes me so happy to know that, because I personally, if I was even in New York, I'd probably scream.
Broadway Memorabilia, it's like, you can, like, it's just so special. But like, after being in Beautiful for like a little while, every time I stage doored, somebody would always be like, aren't you in Beautiful? I'm like,
Paparazzi! Paparazzi!
let me live my life. I want these signatures just like you.
Do you have a favorite underrated musical, by the way?
Yeah,
You do? What is it?
Something Rotten.
The tap dancing.
Something Rotten is Broadway.
Yeah.
That is Broadway. When I saw that show, I won the lottery. Me and my friend won the lottery. We were in the first row in the dead center, like right behind the conductor. It was so fun. That was the first show she'd ever seen on Broadway. It was like such a great experience. It was when you think of Broadway, Something Rotten is that. And I'm like, how is that show not running forever? How are people like, oh, it's fluff, or like, it's just like, I want something deep. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a snob. This show is so good.
Was that what the original cast do? Like everybody was still there? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Shows come out, go get a rush ticket and see the original cast, like for $40, whatever, like, just right there. It's just right there.
I love watching the original cast, like just in general, watching like some bootlegs here and there, not gonna lie.
Me too.
Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. But so far I've only seen tour casts of everything. I usually go to the Segerstrom Theater in Costa Mesa and then the Pantages. Those are my two places closest to me.
What's the best thing you've seen?
The most recent thing?
The best thing you've seen. What's your favorite thing?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I love musical theater so much. It's hard for me to pick a favorite, really. Phantom of the Opera, probably. My second favorite would probably be like Frozen, because I love Disney. That was when I saw it in January. That was the most recent one I saw before all this stuff happened. I want to say, like, thank you for just being so strong, you know? Because I heard your story about the last day of work and how you were doing the last song, and I was just like, wow, really? That makes the comeback so much better though, right? Like, it's gonna be powerful.
When they were asking us, they were like, hey guys, let's sing the last song of the show. I'm like, right now? Like, after we just got this horrible news that the world is shutting down, and we were just like a ball of tears. Everybody was like, what does this mean? It's weird. It was weird. But then like there was a time when like I'm like, okay, I think we're finding a groove here. So
That's good. I'm glad you got the groove. You know, you also have so much range too, like with what you do. Like, cause you were in pageantry as well, right? Oh my God, you gotta tell me what that's like. You have to, like, what was pageantry like versus like being on Broadway? Like, you've got range.
honestly, okay, so first of all, I love pageants. I always have. I know they get a bad rap, but like every time I've ever run a pageant, the girls have always been so nice, so kind. We become like sisters right away. Like I remember at Miss California in the Miss America organization back in like 2013, like somebody's earring fell off and I'd already like gone on. I was like, here, take my earrings. And there was another time when like something happened to my shoe. The girl gave me the shoes off of her feet. She was like, take mine. I'm like literally it's like looking out for each other. I would say that pageantry and like Broadway or like theater in general, like they kind of go hand in hand. Like all of the skills that I learned from being in pageants, like for example, when I was Miss Fullerton, I would go to these events where I met these mixers where I'd meet a bunch of people in the city. And my director would be like, Salisha, just so you know, we're not here to just stay by the food table. We're here to network. So we're going to go in, get a bite to eat, and then you're going to talk to everybody in this room. That mindset like helps so much when I'm in a show and I'm at an event. It's not so that I can hang out with all my cast. No, it's like we're here to talk to the donors. It's so easy to like not have confidence, even if it looks like for what we do for a living that we have to be the most confident people. There are many times where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, like pageants have taught me, it's like, you better fake it till you make it. Really a journey of confidence is like the biggest thing I have pulled from pageants, which is like something that I can use in every part of my life, not just Broadway.
Were your parents the one to get you into pageantry, or was that like something a friend was doing?
Nobody, none of my friends were running in pageants. And I asked my mom if I could be in pageants ever since I was little, and she always said no. She did not want, she was not a pageant mom. She was like anti-pageant mom. And I begged her, and eventually she was like, okay. So like quite the opposite.
So will you be starting to do Broadway in January when everything reopens, or are you guys still going to be rehearsing afterwards?
When there's a vaccine, I have a feeling like things will come back sooner, but as soon as we get the go-ahead, we're back in rehearsal so that we can mount Act 2. And the last I heard, they still want to do an out-of-town before taking it to Broadway, but who knows? Who knows?
Again, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. The fact that you're also using your voice for such amazing, like, you have the advocacy to do all these amazing things, spread so many good messages. You really are such an empowering figure.
Thank
you. So that just happened. I'm absolutely amazed that this happened. Salisha is such a kind and caring soul. If you're watching this, Salisha, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I cannot believe that you have been so gracious and kind to give me some of your time for my very small channel. And to you guys watching, please check her out. I'm going to be linking her vlog, her Instagram, and her YouTube channel down in the description. So please check her out. She's been on Broadway, like, you know, just do it, you know? Anyway, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on my Instagram as well. It's going to be a $50 donation to a charity of your choice, and the winner will also get a Disney gift card. So that's going to be down on my Instagram. I'm going to link that down in the description below. Bye, guys.